Hello, I'm Colonel Deborah McDonald. I am the Director of Admissions at the United States Military Academy at West Point. I'm a 1985 graduate of West Point and a career Army officer, having served nearly 25 years as a commissioned officer in the Transportation Corps and now as the Director of Admissions. West Point, as with all the service academies, are a fully funded college option. There is no tuition fee for West Point. However, there is a $2,500 deposit that accepted candidates must pay up front. What that does is that helps offset the cost for the uniforms, the books, and the computer that they're issued when they complete their cadet basic training. That's the only fee that the candidates have to pay once they're accepted at the academy. And then after that, the students are paid a stipend each month, which is equivalent of about half of a second lieutenant salary. It's about $1,000 a month. And then they graduate with no college loans and with a guaranteed job after graduation as well. Applicants to West Point and applications to West Point are slightly different than other colleges and universities. West Point really, its application process is a two-pronged process. First, a candidate applies with our candidate questionnaire, which appears to be an application to the academy, similar to other applications to colleges and universities. Once we assess that candidate's general capabilities, then West Point will then further provide further application materials to that student to include their school official evaluations, which are those letters of recommendations from the teachers. They also have to take a physical fitness test, what we call a physical aptitude exam. They also will have what we call a candidate activities record, which is for their high school counselor to fill out of all their activities that they've done throughout their high school time. It verifies that what they put on their application is indeed correct, and also allows them to add their high school senior, fall, and spring activities to the application, because oftentimes they'll apply to West Point in their junior year and not have some of these other activities already recorded. And finally, what's unique about West Point from other colleges and universities is West Point requires a nomination from a member of Congress or service-connected nomination. So either the senators or congressperson from their congressional district, or if they're a soldier, if the candidate is a soldier or a son or daughter of a career military member, then they can qualify for a service-connected nomination. And finally, the final difference between West Point and other colleges or universities is they have to pass a medical exam. They have to be medically qualified to be commissioned into the Army. So whereas other colleges and universities, it may be a common application where they can apply just once, click the button, and bam, they're done, and a decision is rendered. West Point's application process often takes up to 18 months. So it's important for them to start early in their junior year, right around December of their junior year, with the anticipation that an offer of admission would come to them by January of their senior year, January, February timeframe. A lot of colleges and universities have legacy admissions programs. And a legacy means that they have a family member who is a graduate. Since West Point is a federally funded institution, we cannot honor any legacy program or admissions process. However, we do ask candidates if they have any family members who have graduated from West Point. We keep that for data information. However, when we are reviewing a candidate, oftentimes if they have had a parent graduate from West Point, that helps them make the decision whether to attend or not to attend. It also identifies to us that they know the rigors, they know what they're getting into, and so they're more likely to retain once they come into the academy. West Point, in our algorithm, we look at 60% of our overall evaluation is academic potential. Their performance in high school, their rank in class with their peers, is the #1 predictor for success at the academy, because it shows the perseverance and the dedication in the academic program. However, just because they perform well academically in high school does not negate the fact that they need to perform well on their standardized tests. So I would say that they should do well in both endeavors, but a career of strong performance in high school will carry the weight over a 1 or 2 time poor performance on standardized tests. West Point used to have early action. It was similar to early admissions at other colleges and universities. About 5 years ago, we terminated the early admissions program. But that does not mean that a student should not apply early. I would encourage everyone to apply within the December, January of their junior year. It doesn't mean that they can apply later than that, and that's fine. But the earlier that they apply, then the sooner they will get additional admissions information. And the earlier they complete their packet, the earlier we can review it. And so it is a rolling admission cycle that West Point uses, and we bring in about 1,300 students each year out of an applicant pool of about 13,000. So it's important for the students to complete their application early in order to be reviewed and evaluated and perhaps offered in November, December, or January versus the candidate that waits till the file completion deadline of 28 February because by 1 March my class may be full. So it's important for them to complete their file as quickly as possible with the most accurate information, and it gives them a better capability of getting an offer of admission earlier in the cycle than later. I encourage candidates to be themselves when they are not only talking to their admissions officers, when they're visiting, but also in their application. Tell us about who you are, what makes you tick, what you like. Tell us about you, and include everything. Even if you didn't think that the Candy Striper program was important, or when you helped out at the local church or your local high school cafeteria, include all of that. Tell us about you. If there's anything unusual about your family, anything unusual about your high school experience, let us know that. It gives us a deeper sense and depth of who you are as a person. Because oftentimes what comes across on a piece of paper is not going to carry the weight of what you are and who you are. So it's important now for you to shine. You should consider West Point if you're interested in a top-level college education. West Point's ranked #1 by Forbes magazine as the #1 college in the country. We have an unparalleled academic excellent program, equally based with math, science, engineering, humanities, philosophies, and arts. So a student should apply to West Point if they're interested in any of those components from a world-renowned academic institution. But they should also apply to West Point if they're interested in the military. I understand that high school juniors and seniors don't necessarily know what they want to do for the rest of their lives. They may not be certain that they want to serve a career in the military, and that's okay. When I was 17 and I applied to the academy, I really wanted West Point. It intrigued me and inspired me. It was different. It was unique. I wasn't so sure I wanted the Army, but I could see myself leading soldiers, men and women in the Army. I could see me doing that for a while. And now 25 years later, I'm still doing that. So apply to West Point if you're interested in serving your nation in a capacity that's greater than yourself. Be part of something that's bigger and better. And if you're interested in a challenge, both academically, physically, morally, and ethically, if you want to be part of a team, then West Point's right for you.